Now, political reporter Josh Hinkle is joining us live here in the studio to talk more about the president's visit here to Austin. Right now, he is in San Antonio. Josh, expected to make a lot of money in just this one day of fundraising.
Right, it's supposed to be a record for him, for any Democrat in San Antonio. We're hearing anywhere between $2 million and $4 million, and that would do a lot for his campaign because, you know, he was under fundraising for June compared to his Republican rival Romney. I think that Romney had about $106 million for June, and Obama came in about $71 million, I believe.
Just the few hours that he's going to be here in Austin, expected to raise millions of dollars. Talk a little bit about the ticket prices too over at the Austin Music Hall, anywhere from $250 up to thousands of dollars, right?
Right, $250 for an individual, and then $7,500. We'll get a couple in there for those very close things, you know, handshakes, photos, things like that.
Yeah.
But then this second event that's going to come from one of the former Dell executives, reportedly down at his Four Seasons residence. We're hearing anywhere like $25,000 per couple.
And put it into perspective for us. I mean, is Texas considered a battleground state? What does this mean when it comes to fundraising and what this is going to mean overall in the election process?
Well, you know, any money helps for sure. And Obama's thing today is he's going to places where he's very popular. San Antonio and Austin have a lot of Democrats, a lot of liberals who do want to give money to his campaign. So, you know, it's very much in his favor to come to these places. But in general, Romney seems to be faring a little bit better in Texas because, you know, it is a very conservative, a very red state.
And of course, Romney is focusing the attention back on the economy, saying that President Obama is not creating enough jobs out there. And then also Governor Rick Perry's weighing in on the president's visit. What is he saying?
Well, you know, he's hitting him hard on voter ID. Just about an hour ago, Perry's office released a statement. If you recall, last week at the NAACP National Convention in Houston, Eric Holder, our Attorney General for the U.S., he actually spoke out against the voter ID law here in Texas, actually comparing it to a poll tax, you know, the Jim Crow laws that were struck down so many decades ago. You know, that has really enraged Governor Perry because the voter ID law was one of his emergencies in the last session. You know, it requires people to have proper identification before they actually get to vote. And we're talking about birth certificates, you know, military IDs, anything like that. And for a lot of those IDs, the ID is free, but the documentation required is not. Eric Holder, the Attorney General, said, you know, in Texas, there are only 75% of black people have that proper documentation compared to 92% for white people. And he's saying that a lot of people might not have access to the documentation, then to the IDs, then to the vote because it's pricey.
Right. And so the governor would like people to focus on that issue, not so much the fundraising that's going to be made later on today.
Right. He has actually called for Obama to apologize to the Texas public, to actually kind of pull focus off of whatever Obama is doing for fundraising and focus on a bigger picture for Texas and the nation.
Okay, Josh, we know that you're going to be covering the story for us tonight at 5 and 6. We'll let you get to it. Thanks for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you.
Always appreciate your help.